And that's why today I would like to talk about honesty and why it's so important to me. Now, while discussing honesty, I will be discussing 3 topics about my life and how honesty has been integrated into them. The first one is going to be my interpersonal relationships, and then my personal growth, and my professional. Now, to start out with my interpersonal relationships, now, having relationships are so complex, and a key to any relationship is trust. Now, how can you have trust without having honesty? Without it, they're like two peas in a pod. You can't have one without the other. Now, when I started getting into relationships in high school, I once had a boyfriend that lied to me about something, and it hurt me incredibly. Not that he did the thing he did, but because he had lied to me and not telling me the truth. He wasn't honest with me. And it broke me, and I couldn't get over that for a while because I was like, if you're not going to be honest with me, who knows what else you're not going to be honest about. Now, not only does this work for romantic relationships, it also works for relationship with your parents, with your friends. When I was younger, I noticed growing up that if I came to my dad and told him honestly what had happened when I did something, then that was going to get me in less trouble than lying about it and then him still finding out what happened anyways. So being honest is very crucial in my all my relationships. It's the number one thing on my list that is important to my relationships is being honest. Now, another thing that honesty has impacted is my personal growth. Now, my parents got divorced when I was really young, and I took it pretty hard. I always wanted my parents to be together, and I just was not having them not being together. And it was affecting many areas in my life. So until I sat myself down and was like, hey, there's something going on. What is it? We need to fix it. Until I was able to sit down and be honest with myself, I couldn't fix what was wrong with me. Also, having my baby so young. I had my baby last year when I was 19, and I have another one on the way. Having a baby was a lot harder than I thought. I thought I was going to be able to have a baby and go to school and be super mom, take care of everything, and that was not the case. I had to come to the realization that I can't do everything. My grades were slipping. I wasn't as happy as I was. And I had to sit myself down and reevaluate, hey, is this right for me right now? Do I need to take less classes? Like, what is right for me? And without doing that, I would be still stuck in the same place that I was before. It also, honesty, makes me take a deeper look within myself. And if I hadn't taken that deeper look within myself, I would not be able to realize, oh, why are you hanging out with these friends? These friends are not good for you. Why are you doing this? This doesn't make you happy. Even though it might be easy, it doesn't make you happy. So I definitely had to stop and reevaluate things for myself. And without being honest with myself, I wouldn't be happy in where I'm at today. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is my personal life. My professional life. Now, I used to work for Panda Express, and we had a drive-thru, and that's where I lived. I was always in the drive-thru. And being in the drive-thru was pretty much the last step to becoming something higher, and that's what I was looking for. So to prove myself, I was like, you know what? I can do drive-thru myself. I don't need nobody's help. I don't need anybody to help me. I can do the orders. I can make the food, and I can take the payments all by myself. Well, let me tell you, I learned wrong pretty fast that I needed help. I had to be honest with my team and was like, hey, I can't do this. I can't do this by myself. I was messing orders up. I was charging people the wrong thing, all because I didn't want to ask for help. I wanted to be all, if you want to say big and bad, because I wanted to get promoted. But I was a part of a team and I was trying to work alone. So I had to be honest with my team. It's like, hey, I need help. Now, another thing was I had to be aware of my surroundings. I had to make sure the steam table was clean, the floors were swept and mopped, the windows were clean. That was part of my job in practicing to become a bigger role higher up. And I relied on my team to be honest with me, like, hey, you know what? I know you asked me, but I didn't sweep the floors or whatever. Because we would have higher management come in and look at our store, and if our store was not up to their standards, then we would all be in trouble. So without having the honesty within our team to get things done and do things, then our whole system would have fell apart. So I started off by talking about my personal interpersonal relationships. Then I talked about my personal growth, and then my professional. Now, honesty is such a huge part of my life because without it, how do we communicate? How do we trust each other? How can we be there for each other if we don't know the truth or what's going on? So that's why I value honesty so much. Now, I'd like to leave you guys with a quote by James Altucher. Honesty is the fastest way to prevent a mistake from turning into a failure. So all the mistakes, all the things that I was keeping inside and didn't want to let out, that's what hurt the most. If I would have kept that inside, if I wasn't being honest, then I would not be where I'm at today. And that's why I value honesty so much.